and welcome into a special edition Blue Streaks Halftime Show interview. I am Sports Director Logan Batoski, and joining us here on the Blue Streaks Halftime Show is a member of the John Carroll men's basketball team, sophomore guard Luke Frazier. Luke, thanks for taking the time.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So you are one of 8 transfers to join John Carroll's roster this year. You initially committed to Dayton, then you transferred to Ohio University, and now you're here at John Carroll. Why did you ultimately decide on John Carroll?
Academics, for sure. And then after that, it was more of just I wanted to play with the guys I played with growing up, and it really just became like a possibility. So then I applied, got in, and just decided to come here.
And from what I saw, both of your parents actually were athletes at Muskingum. Any consideration there whatsoever?
No, that didn't really play too much of a factor into it, but I'm sure they were happy when I decided this.
Pretty cool, those family connections to the Ohio Athletic Conference. And I know we've talked about you finding your way to John Carroll. Just going back to high school real quick. You're from Mentor, Ohio, right nearby here in the Northeast Ohio area. You attended Lake Catholic, and you had a remarkable high school career there, including being named the Ohio High School Basketball Coaches Association Player of the Year in Division II back in 2020. What does it mean to you right now to have your high school coach, Matt Moran, in his first season here as an assistant, and your high school teammate, Luca Eller, also transferring here, both being a part of the squad this year?
Yeah, I mean, they both really help a lot. Me and Luca live in the same house here. We're really good friends. We always kept in touch over the last couple of years. So with that, it's really cool how we still have a friendship and how now we can share the court together again. And then with Coach Matt, it's funny because I feel like I have more confidence because I had such a good career with him. So when he's here now, kind of brings back old memories and stuff like that. And his kids are always around. I love his kids.
And that's certainly nice to hear those connections are still remaining strong, even here at John Carroll. And speaking of those relationships that you have, you mentioned a bit earlier, getting back here to play with some of the guys that you played with. Mm-hmm. Multiple players on this team. I believe I saw a picture a little while back. It was you and a few of your current teammates here at John Carroll. You played AAU basketball together back in, I think, middle school or so. How has that chemistry been, not only from back in the youth days, translating to the college game?
At first, it was a little hard, but, we played together for 4 to 5 years when we were younger, and we were one of the best teams in Ohio when we did. And I don't know, I guess it took a couple weeks, but when we got it all together, everything started clicking. We got it all together before the first game, so we still have more to do, but I feel very confident out there with all those guys.
And plenty more season to go, as you were mentioning there, Luke. You guys are through 4 games so far, have won all 4 of them, so a hot 4-0 start, including a win over 24th-ranked Wheaton this past Saturday. What has been working well for the team, and how do you think you can build on this early success?
Yeah, defense. That's something our coach has been really making us believe that we need to do, and I think it's smart. And we've been trying our hardest to play defense, try to create chaos. And I feel like that's a big part of why we're winning basketball games, because we're not shooting the ball well right now. But that will fall, and when that does, I feel like the game will get a lot easier for us.
And people certainly think sometimes that defense wins championships, but again, a lot more season to go. But a 4-0 start, a great position to be in. John Carroll guard Luke Frazier is our guest on the Blue Streaks Halftime Show. Now, talking about yourself a little more personally on the court so far this year, it's obviously early in the season, but through 4 games, you do lead the team in scoring. You're averaging nearly 12 points per game, but there are, on the roster right now, 5 players averaging at least 8 points per game. What's been working well for you so far?
Yeah, I would say just not trying to force anything. We have so many basketball players that can play that are really good and they can score the ball. And if we played unselfish, we have probably 9 to 10 people on this team who could go score 25 a game. But we won't win basketball games that way, and we all know that. So if everyone averages 10, 10, 10, 11, 8, I think that's our highest chance of winning basketball games.
And that's something I was going to mention as well. What's it like playing on a team knowing that you're in a situation where it can be anyone's night? Yeah. It seems like a lot of different players can, at some point in time, maybe, for instance, you may have a game where you only score 6, but one of your teammates is capable that night of scoring, say, 20.
Yeah, it's awesome. It just gives other people opportunities. Like when, let's say, Luke Chacon, for example, he has a great night, 20 points, and I'm struggling. He really picks it up for us. And I feel like every game, one person will always pick it up for everybody else. So I think that's great for us.
So relying on each other, that ultimate team aspect, sounds like it is in effect so far. So we've talked a lot about on the basketball court. Going to venture a little bit off of the hardwood now. Okay. So you are currently a sophomore here at John Carroll, pursuing a degree in communications. I know it's a bit early on in your collegiate experience, but do you have any potential ideas in mind for what your plans might be after college?
I actually have no idea. I try not to think about it too much. I'm probably most likely going to take a fifth year to play basketball. So, because I got that COVID year when I was a freshman, so I haven't really put too much thought into it. Just trying to get by right now.
So just enjoying that last few years as a student as much as you can, and then plenty of time on the horizon for you to decide that. Absolutely. And what do you enjoy doing when you're not on the basketball court?
Oh, our team is so fun. Just hanging out. We got 5 of us in our house. We have 5 in another house, and we have a bunch of people in the dorms, and we all just hang out, and that's really mostly what we do. We watch football on Thursdays nights and Sunday nights and Monday nights, and when baseball is on, anything, we just all hang out. It's awesome.
So it sounds like strong chemistry, not just on the court.
Yeah, everybody's really close.
That's awesome. Great to hear for sure. And so going to transition into our final segment here of our interview. Do want to thank you once again, Luke, for taking the time to be with us this week. I call it Fast Favorites. This is something I did on the John Carroll Football Preview Show as well. Just a couple quick favorite categories so Blue Streak Nation gets to know one of their starting guards a bit better. Okay. Are you ready?
Yep.
All right, awesome. What's your favorite food?
I'm going to go Big Mac from McDonald's.
Gotcha. Favorite show?
Vampire Diaries or One Tree Hill. One of the two.
Favorite movie?
Blades of Glory, Will Ferrell.
No hesitation there at all, huh?
I love that movie.
Favorite music artist?
Juice WRLD, but he passed, so now I'm going to have to go probably Morgan Wallen.
Are those both perhaps maybe pregame hype music you're listening to? Or
it depends. Connor O'Toole loves country, so he always throws country on before our games, but we got a couple people, like Chase, he doesn't like listening to country, so it's an issue.
So it depends on who's got control of the playlist for that game.
Yep.
Gotcha. And finally, your favorite all-time basketball player?
Gotta go LeBron.
So being from Cleveland area,
gotta go LeBron.
Certainly makes sense. Well, Luke, that's just about all the time we have for our Blue Streaks halftime show interview. Do want to thank you once again for sitting down with us, and best of luck the rest of the season.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Certainly, for sure. That was John Carroll guard Luke Frazier on the Blue Streaks halftime show, and coming up, the rest of the Blue Streaks halftime show right here on your home for the Blue Streaks, WJCU 88.7.